DVDs so far quite almost revolutionary, because all the things I mentioned that people try and do, I've proved that good golfers don't do it. And believe me, if you want to improve your golf, the best way is to watch good golfers and see what they do and ignore all the myths, because they are just that, they're just myths. A myth is something which someone believes to be correct, but it's not necessarily based on fact. Check in the dictionary. A myth is not based on fact. My lessons are based entirely on fact, and all the things I say to everyone I teach, I can prove. Another myth is this one. Drop the club down on the inside. I've heard that thousands and thousands of times, and I'm sure you have. From the top of the swing, drop the club on the inside. If you think about that, drop it on the inside, where's the ball going to go? It has to go to the right. Drop it on the inside, the ball has to go to the right. We want the ball to go straight, not to the right. Not dropping it inside and releasing the hands to get a big, completely uncontrolled hook. That's no good at all. We want the ball to go straight. So the hands don't drop down on the inside. I'm going to prove quite easily that in all good golf swings, the hands come down on the outside of the line they went back on. Yes, on the outside. Because you're driving forward. You're driving forward. And as you drive forward, it all changes. The angles change, the lines change, the swing plane changes. It's not this way, it's that way. It's forward. So when you hit the ball, your hands will be further forward than when you dress the ball, and they will come down on a different line. The longer the shaft, the greater the club head speed, maybe with the driver, then the hands will come down even further outside. For a very short shot, maybe 20-30 yard shot, then you go back and forward more or less on the same line. But for the long shots, the hands will definitely come down on the outside. And I'm going to prove that to you, just so that you know which way the hands come down in the downswing compared to how they went back in the backswing. So we'll have a look at the hands coming down. On the inside of the outside, we'll look at Ernie Els. I took this for myself in 2004 at the Masters. I was a guest of Gary Wolstenholme, who just won the Amateur Championship the year before. He gave me some tickets, which was nice of him. And this is the line. I'll just go back to the beginning. Just move this line across a fraction, I think. The line of the hands going back. Well, now watch the line of the hands coming down. If the hands came down on the inside, then they would come down to the left of that line on the screen. So we'll see. I show this swing to hundreds of people, and the answer is normally, will the hands come down left of the line or on the line? And it's nearly always left or on. Let's see what happens in real life. Gosh, and his hands have come down on the outside. There. Let's watch the whole thing again. As you drive forward, as you turn round, the hands are going to come down on the outside. Watch the right hip. So, good backswing, great backswing. The right hip now, when he hits the ball, is probably 6 or 7 inches nearer to the ball. So how could you possibly bring your hands down on the inside if your hip's moving nearer to the ball? You can't. That's why they've gone down on the outside. So we'll watch somebody else now. Russell Weir again. Not Russell Weir. Mike Weir. I always call him Russell Weir, I don't know why. Mike Weir. I'm going to draw a line on the shaft when he dresses the ball. And then we're going to Watch him go back. There's the famous practice swing again, and we use this swing to demonstrate how the wrists don't turn over, and we can also use exactly the same swing to show how the hands come down on the outside. Because the golf club, when he addresses the ball, is going to be on this line when he hits the ball. If his hands came down on the inside, his hands would come down to the left of that line. Left of the line is as was hit on the screen. So we're going to slow him down. Coming down into the ball, and his hands are above the line, outside the starting position, outside the backswing. Quite a long way above. Quite a long way. And I'm sure the ball went up pretty straight, so the hands came down on the outside, but not across the ball. Coming down on the outside doesn't mean it's coming across the ball. There's two brilliant golfs. I could show you dozens and dozens, but the hands always come down on the outside, either slightly on the outside or quite a long way sometimes. So we'll take the line away. I'll look at one more. Retief Goosen, I can find Retief Goosen, it's down here somewhere. So many golf swings, there he is. So we'll draw a line, as with Ernie Els, on the line of the hands going back. And then we'll stop him at the top. And there's the line going back. We'll see if the hands come down on the inside. On the inside will be to the left of the line. And no, they came down on the outside. Outside, by the way, doesn't mean across the ball. The backswing line and the downswing line are different. The downswing line can be outside the backswing line, and the line of the swing can still be square, which it is with all these golfers. So believe me, the hands do not come down on the inside. If you did, you'd shank it, push it, or hook it. The hands come down slightly on the outside because you're driving forward and you're turning around, so the angle must change. It has to change.